Hey, how you doing? Arthur Wu here with the review and test of the Alpine Labs Michron and Radian. These are two really innovative and intuitive tools that will help take your time lapses to the next level. Let's take a look at what each one does, and then we'll look at some test footage. So the Michron is a really compact device that fits onto your camera's hot shoe. There are two input jacks, one that connects to your phone to control the time lapse via an app, and the other that connects into your camera's remote intervalometer port. The device known as Radian, which is this circular device here, allows you to mount the camera on top with a 3/8" screw and controls not only the time lapse, but the rotation of the camera, and can go anywhere between 0 and 360 degrees. It allows you to add movement to your time lapses to take them to the next level, really, and just get beyond the static locked off shots that you might see on a tripod. A separately sold L bracket that allows you to add tilt movement to your time lapses, which is a really great option, and I would say something you need to get if you end up purchasing one of these. So Alpine Labs actually created a couple of apps that allow you to control all the aspects of your time lapse, including the intervals of time between each shot, the degrees of rotation, and some advanced features like bulb ramping, interval ramping, and so on. And it really takes the guesswork out of creating the time lapses. So while truly time lapses are an art form, of course, these tools make it easier to get some of the technical considerations out of the way so you can really focus on the creative aspect of time lapses. So let's take a look at some of the test footage, and then we'll talk a little bit more about these. So this time lapse here actually uses the L bracket along with Radian, and you can see with a little bit of motion blur and the movement that the Radian gives you with the L bracket, it just adds a lot of value to the actual shot, even though it's a simple shot. This shot using some motion blur again, using Radian. Here, no motion blur, static shot. Here's the quote-unquote blizzard in New York City a couple of weeks ago. You can see here nothing much happened, but caught this over a period of 4 hours. And here's the Mac store, again using the L bracket on the Radian. And here, I like this one again, motion blur. It's a static shot using the Michron actually, using the Radian. Here again, using Radian in the L bracket, going up toward the Empire State Building. So I'm going to pause this for a second. You notice that the video did jump a little bit, and I actually did not calculate the degrees of rotation enough. So actually when I reset it, it actually skipped ahead a little bit. So that's one thing you might want to think about when you're using the L bracket and Radian in general, is the amount of degrees that you need to go to actually get the full subject in the frame. And here we have some mist coming out of the pipe. So there's a lot more footage that can be found on the Alpine Labs website by people who do time lapses from all around the world. So to wrap up this review, I have a few comments which I think are key. One important thing to note is that once you load a time-lapse profile into either of these devices, you can actually unplug your phone so you can use the phone while you're waiting for the time-lapse to finish. You can make a call, listen to music, play games, etc. So you're not getting bored while you're waiting for your time-lapse. And another thing to note is the battery life. It's important to charge these units before you shoot because they do have internal batteries. Once I went to go shoot a time lapse and I didn't realize I had drained the batteries from using these so much that when I ended up at the location, I realized I couldn't do the time lapse because I had run out of power and I didn't have the cords to charge them. So Alpine Labs does sell external battery packs in case you need additional power if you're going out to like a really far remote location and you don't want to take any chances. They have a really great website to help you really get started with the Radian and Michron with tutorial videos and whatnot. So they're also really responsive to emails, and they just really want their users to succeed. So if you're looking to simplify your time lapses and use some tools to get more creative, I highly recommend these. They're compact, which is great for solo shooters, and they're really affordable. So I hope this review has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to post them below. And for more reviews and tips, so you can subscribe to this channel and visit arthurwu.com. All right, guys, peace.